everybody, welcome back to FSP, Forex-Stock-Predictions. Hope you're all having a great day. I am the Vortex Trader, and yeah, it's been a minute since we last put out a video, but do not worry, I have not disappeared, I have not gone MIA, quite the opposite. In fact, I have been here all along. I have simply been back testing, working on a strategy that I have been refining over and over and over again. Something simple, something easy, something that is not complex, and something that I can use to attempt funding challenges with. And I can safely say that the strategy that I have put together for myself has worked indeed. I have passed level 1 of a funding challenge with Blue Guardian. This is my level 1 attempt on a 50k account, and we can see I did reach my profit target of 8%. That is the target for level 1 of Blue Guardian, and we can see that all 3 objectives have passed, which means I am now on to level 2. Let me show you guys my level 2 page. And we are so far down 0.5%. All right, we have not yet reached our objectives to get the account, but we are busy working on it. And I will definitely keep you guys updated and in the loop as to how it's going. But let me share with you how the strategy works. Now, I have labeled it the BBKZ5. The BBKZ5 strategy. And why is that? It's because it uses very simple indicators and a very simple idea. Okay? We use Bollinger Bands, we use kill zones, and it's on the 5-minute chart. That's it. BBKZ 5-minute, Bollinger Bands, kill zones, 5-minute chart. That's how I trade it. Now, I have only been trading it so far on Euro USD. That is not to say that it won't work on any other pair or indice or commodity perhaps. I haven't tested it on those. Please feel free to go back and backtest it. The only way that you are going to develop confidence to attempt trading a simple strategy like this is by doing the backtesting and by putting in the work. All right, it's one thing to try it, but your psychology will mess you up. Trust me, your psychology will mess you up. It doesn't matter if the best trader in the world could give another trader their strategy and their system. They could follow all the rules and guarantee they would lose money because their psychology would mess them up. You have to develop the confidence for yourself, going back in time, and develop that confidence within you that gives you the ability to take these trades on the live markets. Okay, so let me just explain how this simple yet effective strategy works. We use our Bollinger Bands. We put on our Bollinger Bands. Okay, we then put on our Fractal Indicators. Now these are all indicators that you can find within TradingView. And then we put in our Kill Zone Indicator, which is not going to show right now because we are a month back in time. This is the 26th of October. As I go forward in time, the indicator will show itself. I don't know why TradingView does this. So we have our Bollinger Bands, we have our kill zones that aren't showing just yet, and we have our fractals that we can find within TradingView. And that's all we need, right? That's all we need. Now, for those of you that do not know what kill zones are, kill zones we can define as a period of time within the market that we could say has the most volatility, either as a whole or customized just for you, right? You could come up with your own kill zone. A kill zone is a period of time when you would want to be trading, unless you trade all day, unless it doesn't matter when you want to trade. But for me, I developed this strategy to use 2 different kill zones, and those kill zones are an hour pre-market when London opens, and then an hour into when London market opens, and then the same for New York. So it's 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon from where I am in the world. All right, just to clarify, whenever the London market opens, my kill zone will start an hour before it opens and it will end an hour into the London market open. Same thing for New York. All right. And I figured out this is when I have the time to sit at the charts to trade. This is a 5-minute strategy, which means I have to be in front of the computer or at least be conscious and around to make sure I am available should a setup present itself, because I'm not just going to jump in and take any old setup. It has to fall within the kill zone. Rule number one. Okay, so we've developed our kill zones. We have our indicators on. How does it work? This is simply a trend following system, right? And we could also call it a reversal strategy. We are just catching moves. We are catching retests. We are catching bounces, and then we are following the trend back in the same direction that it has been trending. So we do need some higher time frame bias. This is scalping on the 5-minute chart. So we want to make sure we are trading in the direction of the trend. Now, this is not a strategy that has a 100% win rate or even a 90% win rate. There are losers. There are definitely losers. But if you take all the trades presented, you are going to come out on top. And you are going to come out profitable, as you can see, right, with that Blue Guardian page that I showed you. The strategy does work. I have backtested months and months and months and months of data, and it is a profitable strategy. So how do we work it? Basically, what we want to see is price coming up and piercing the edge of the Bollinger Band inside our kill zone, and then we want to take price and trade it to the other side of the band, but we always want to target a risk to reward of 1 to 3. How do we actually find an entry? We wait for, now what I'm going to do is delete this box. This is a winning trade, guys, and those of you that have been following the channel before know that all of my winning trades are in green. The losers are in pink. All right, this is within kill zone. We wait for price to pierce the edge of the Bollinger Band and to form a fractal. This gives me an indication that we have reached some sort of resistance. What do we do then? We look left and to find out what the trend is, and we can see this is clearly a downward moving market. So if price pierces the top of a band, I can safely say I am looking for sells. Okay, here is that candle that pierced the top of the band. Just pierced the top of the band. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put on a short position right at the edge of that candle. I'm going to put my stop just a couple points of a pip above the very top wick of this fractal candle, and I'm then going to wait for price to form some sort of rejection candles to tell me that we are in fact going to be carrying on with the momentum to the downside. Okay, we could see we had this beautiful engulfing candle, quite a strong bearish engulfing candle, followed by a second bearish candle. This is bearish, heavily bearish momentum coming from the actual bias that we are moving south, we are moving down. This is good enough for me to enter. So what do I do? Once I see this fractal form, now these fractals will only print if this candle is a bullish candle, it will print if the next candle is bearish. So then we will see the actual fractal form outside of the Bollinger Band. Okay. Once we have all that in place, it pierces the top Bollinger Band. We see the fractal. We have clear confluence that we are moving south, and we have candles to prove that. And remember, guys, candles tell a story. We need to make sure we are seeing the right type of candles. We then will set up a limit order, or if you are at your screen, we will enter with a market order as soon as price retraces back to this point right here, the very most edge, the bottom wick of the initial fractal candle. That is our entry point. And that's always how we do it. And then we will always have a target of 1, 2, 3. Risk to reward of 1, 2, 3. So let's put that like that. And we can see that this was clearly a winning trade. The fractal candle printed at 10:15 a.m. my time. And we reached target just before lunch at around 1 p.m. Now this is typically what a good trade would look like. So what I would do then is highlight the fractal candle and make it green. Green for the money, right? All right, now that you understand how it works, let's just go through previous trades that I have taken. These are all valid trades that I have taken on Blue Guardian to pass level 1. Let's see what we got here. Here is another one. And remember, we always want to look left to see if we are on some point of resistance. What we want to do is jump to a higher time frame, perhaps the 15-minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, just to get your bias. Okay, I'm not going to do that now because it's going to mess up this chart as to where I am back in time here. Here we had the same thing, guys. We had this candle form a fractal. Now, you might be asking, but there is a fractal here as well. And that is correct. Now, why wouldn't I have taken this fractal? Because the candle itself is quite large, and I never want a stop more than 10 pips. This one is a total at 6.1. This candle itself is guaranteed more than 10 pips. Let's see in total. Yeah, 9.5, 11, 11, 13. That's too large for me to take. So perhaps it would have worked, but for me with backtesting, I always want to make sure it falls within the 10 pip range. So we see price piercing out of the Bollinger Bands. Okay, we then see a beautiful solid rejection bearish candle. After this bearish candle would form, we would see our fractal form. We would then set up a limit order, or if we were at the charts, enter with a market order as price approached the very most bottom part of the fractal candle's wick. That would be our entry, and we would target a risk to reward of 1, 2, 3. Now, yes, some of the times there is more money left on the table, but I am not greedy because sometimes there is not money left on the table. I know that both these examples we could have gotten more. We could have gotten more, nearly even 1 to 5s, but with my backtesting, I actually started backtesting this strategy with a 1 to 2, and then a 1 to 2.5, and now I am on a 1 to 3. But remember, the higher we make our RRs, the more chances are that we are going to have more losers. And that's generally how it works. Let's carry on. Let's just move through this quickly so you guys can see this, the actual trades that I have taken. Yes, you are going to be seeing losers. Right, Friday the 27th of October. Guys, just remember, I also do not trade news. FOMC, NFP, any red folder news alerts, I do not trade because the chances of slippage and very volatile movement is very strong, and I have been stopped out before at a double what my stop was because of slippage. So we have to be careful. So I do not, for me, I do not trade any red folder news, okay? Right, what are we on? Monday the 30th of October. Let's keep moving. We're nearly into November. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. These giant news candles can be quite something. Please be careful when trading. If you do want to trade news candles, please do so at your own discretion. Right, here we have another trade. This is always in kill zone time, guys. All right, so we can see this is when my New York market opened. We can look to the left and we can see that price is clearly still moving south. This was a great area of support flip to resistance. Okay, now what do we have? We have a strong move upwards. I then want to see some sort of bearish conviction that we will be reversing. So we have this below here, which is support. So chances are that price will flip from support to resistance. It either needs to gather some liquidity from this area. There is some order blocks here, right? There is a reason that price will come up here, especially quite in such a strong fashion. There's obviously some orders that the market makers need to collect in order to push the price south. So once I saw that strong bullish candle, we were looking for some rejection candles, which we got. We got this first one here, and then we got the second one. All right, and then we saw our fractal form, which is great because once I saw that fractal form, we can then, let me move this a little bit more in so we can cover it properly. There we go. We could use a market order or we could use a limit order. Sometimes I do use limit orders. The spread is very low on Euro USD, which is the reason why I trade it as well. It is very cheap to trade. And we got our entry and 1, 2, 3 RR. Our stop loss is 7.2. It falls within the 10 pip limit. That was a great trade. Right, I'm sure we are going to be finding some losers coming about any moment. Here's one. Here's one. We have two losers and a winner. Now, this to me was a valid trade. We could see we had resistance looking left, right? But now, what did I do here that could be considered wrong, guys? Look at the strong move upwards. We have flipped to a bullish momentum. So by me taking a trade like this is going against the trend. Could be a reason why it did not work. We did have some resistance here. So I did feel that it could have worked out in my favor. It didn't. We could see that it moved straight to my stop loss as it reversed into my limit order. And we had another one here. This, I actually, if I'm thinking back, let me just double check that this falls within the 10 pip. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Right there, this was a loser. Let me just clear that away for you guys. So we had two losers, right? I took one straight after the other because I was thinking this is an area of rejection. But looking at the size of the candles now and looking at the trend, guys, you're not going to win every single trade, right? And then straight after that, going with the trend, we saw a nice setup emerge, which was right here. Here is our fractal candle. We then saw two inside bars and then the bullish engulfing candle that we wanted. Price then retraced back into the entry zone of this fractal candle. And up and away she went with a 1, 2, 3. So that 1, 2, 3 took care of both of those losses and gave me a little bit of profit. Let's carry on. Now we can see we're still in bullish momentum, but this trade worked out nonetheless. Follow the candles, let the candles be your guide. Right, we're having strong movement. Remember, this is within kill zone. So any other fractals you're seeing outside piercing the Bollinger Bands, there are reasons why I'm not taking it after backtesting. Okay, please backtest. Develop your own theories as to why you shouldn't perhaps try and take a trade like this. First of all, a trade like this would not have worked out because price did not close below the fractal low. With this one, price closed below the fractal low. Also, we were starting to see clear rejection candles. We saw a nice doji candle right there. This let me know that market is in confusion. It doesn't know which way it wants to go. Chances are it might reverse, and it did. It came down into my blue zone, went up, it triggered my entry, and down away she went, which gave me a 1, 2, 3 RR. Let's carry on. Let's just shrink the chart down a bit so we can move through it a little faster. I hope this strategy is making sense to you guys. The BBKZ5. Here's another one. Right. We are clearly moving up. We are bullish. Price comes down. This is within the kill zone. We have a fractal candle form. Price comes down, re-pierces my entry at the top of this fractal candle. Up and away she went, giving me a 1, 2, 3. Yes, like I say, there's more money left on the table. That's up to you guys. If you want to try and capture those giant moves, and you can easily do it. There are some moments when you can capture 1 to 12, something crazy like that, but that is not my bag, and I'm definitely not going to attempt it with live markets, especially whilst doing funding challenges. Here's another winner. Price is moving upwards. We're looking for some rejection candles. This first little doji right there, that gave me an inkling that perhaps we should start seeing price start to wean off and start to die out and turn around. Here's our fractal. It formed after the solid bearish candle moved. It closed nicely below the fractal candle. Price came back in up to my entry point. My stop was far away enough for price not to stop me out. As we can see, this, I remember trades like this. These type of trades are choppy. They can spend time in drawdown or in profit throughout a large part of your day. This trade was entered at 10:55 a.m. and only reached target at 17:10 p.m. So a good large chunk of your day, price could be moving and chomping around, choppy. That's why this type of strategy is a set and forget type of strategy. if you don't have time to be in front of the charts for the kill zone period, but you are around and you can watch your phone or watch something that shows you what price is doing, then this type of strategy would be good for you. We then had another one inside of this bullish trade as well. So we had this one, and while that first trade was open, we had another one, right? We saw this large drop here, which says to me that we are having bearish movement. We then saw price come back up. Look at where it is. Look left. This is clearly some sort of support, flip to resistance. We had the strong bearish movement, which then showed me a fractal print. All right. The fractal prints after the second bearish candle, which closed just below this fractal. The next candle we came back in, and then we had that nice bearish movement. So this was our entry candle. It triggered the entry, and we came down with the 1 to 3. So with that setup, we had 2 winners within one session, within 2 trades at the same time, which was quite great. Guys, also know with risk, I only risk about 0.5% per trade. I have done it risking 1% per trade. Looking back at all my data, the most losses I have had in a row is about 6 or 7. So yes, you definitely will have losing streaks. Here's another winner. Price moving down. This area right here looking left was clearly a strong rejection point. So as we came back down again, it gave us reason to set up a nice entry for ourselves. The fractal candle itself was a nice doji candle. Next candle, strong bullish engulfing candle, took out this doji candle, reason to enter because of looking left at previous support. Price came back into the entry zone, went up 1 to 3 RR. There we go, guys. So I can carry on going through a few, but I do not want to talk your heads off. If you are having trouble understanding this type of strategy, please go ahead and re-watch this video. Watch it, have a cup of coffee, don't rush yourself through it. I know I sometimes stumble over my words, all right? So you just watch this video again, you will get what I am doing. This is a losing trade, same sort of tactic that I had before. I had rejection of this area right here, and we thought maybe that this could in fact do the same thing. But again, looking left, we're actually in bearish momentum completely. So this trade should not have been taken. It is a strong counter trend trade. However, when you're trading live, guys, you don't think about these things. So I would implore you to come up with your own list of rules. I have my list of rules printed out right next to me. I got about 12 rules that I use. Here's some other losers. Trades like this are they're quite finicky because sometimes they will work, sometimes they won't. Our fractal candle was there. The next candle printed, closed below the original fractal candle, which is why I thought a price would carry on moving south, right? However, nope, that's when it decided to reverse on me. Same thing looking right next to it. So there we had 2 losers. You see, guys, this is not a winning strategy with a 100% win rate. You're not going to find that. But because the RR is 1 to 3, your winners will take care of your losers. So lose with pride. Okay, embrace the loserness. Seriously, embrace the loserness, right? You have to lose sometimes. You're not going to win all the time. Get used to it. Best traders in the world, they're going to lose all the time. But their winners outpace their losers. Here's a winner and a loser within the same session, right? So now we're taking both sides of the coin. We don't know which one is going to work out. We don't know if any of them are going to work out. But following our rules, which called for entries, I took them both. We had 1 winner, 1 loss. So if you were risking 1% to get to 3, you would only have made 2 there because of that 1 loser. Here's 1 of the loser, 2 of the losers, and then a winner. You see, guys, so you will have losers. They are bound to happen. Think of them as, if you are a serious trader, you got to treat your trading as a business, right? And when you have a loss, like I've said before, and like I'm sure you've all heard this mentioned before, consider your losses. It's salary day. Time to pay some wages. Time to pay some overheads. We're going to keep those lights on. Here's a nice winner. This is Friday the 10th of November. This is all within kill zone. I'm just keeping on scrolling because I want you guys to see that kill zone indicator. So let's just jump ahead now. There's another loser. There's another loser. Right, we're finally about 2 or 3 weeks ago in November, and you'll start to see the kill zone indicator appear when we see our next trade. Right, Tuesday the 14th. Wow, look at those news candles, right? Do not trade that, guys. Do not be trading that. If you do, you are braver than me. Way braver than me. Let's keep this moving. Sorry, guys. There we go. This is the indicator that I'm talking about. You can find it on TradingView and you can customize it yourself. Okay. This is the one right here. What you do is you just customize it, market sessions. You customize to show which sessions you want to see, and those will be your kill zones. All right. So this is the beginning of my London kill zone. That is the end. This trade fell within my London kill zone. We had a nice winner. Price moving up. We can see that we are moving down. We're making lower lows, lower highs. Nice little fractal candle form. Nice bearish, conviction, retrace back into our entry, and a 1 to 3 RR within the kill zone. Here is our New York kill zone. We had no entries there. This type of entry I would not have taken because of the strong bearish movement. So there are reasons not to take trades, guys. Please backtest it yourself, and you'll come up with your list of rules as to when you should or shouldn't take trades. There is a loser and a winner within kill zone. One more thing I do want to mention is that we want our entry, we want price to actually enter into our trade during kill zone. That is what we want, right? We don't want to set up the limit order, leave the PC or whatever, and then find out that we got entered into the trade after kill zone. That isn't what I want with a strategy like this. It's all going to happen inside kill zone. All right, so wherever you see the kill zones but no trades, that means I had no setups. All right, guys. So I think on this note, I have spoken your heads off enough. You haven't heard my voice for the last 6 or 7 months or so. It has been a long time. I hope this video has made up for it. Like I said, I haven't gone anywhere. In fact, I will be starting live streams. My partner is doing videos on TikTok. We are ramping up Forex-Stock-Predictions. We are really just getting all of our ducks in a row. We are still around. If you have any questions or anything you want to say, please don't hesitate. Leave it in the comment section. You can always write whatever you want, and we'll be sure to get back to you. I hope this strategy is something that you can use, something that you can enjoy. It is a scalping-like strategy. You might find it actually working on the 1 minute. You might find it working on the 15 minutes. You might find it working on the 4 hour. I know a strategy like this, there is something similar that does work on the higher time frames. It is just that your RR may not be as large, rather. They might be a bit less, perhaps 1 to 1.5, or even a negative RR, which is also okay as long as you take the setups that are leaning towards your rules that are going to be more profitable. So things like this should play out on other pairs, on other indices, and other time frames. So feel free to go and back test it on your favorite pair and let me know how you fared in the comments. Very eager to hear. And on that note, I think as we have come to current time, this is the 21st of November, another loser and another winner, and another winner. When they win big, and generally there is more space with money on the table. Like I said, that is up to you. All right, guys, and as we approach current time, in fact, I'm just going to reset the chart. Boom. This is where we are right now. Today is Wednesday the 29th, and we have news all day. We have red folder news all day today and all day tomorrow. So no time for me to trade. I will be doing live streams though. I will be doing this exact strategy live on YouTube. So stick around, hit that subscribe button, keep us in your list of little notification bells, and we'll be sure to make some more videos soon. Thanks again for watching, and I will be seeing you all in the next one. See you later.